Right, well, my name is Ian Douglas. I'm a refugee from the far southwest of England. My mother sent me north on missionary journeys to teach at the grammar school in Skipton. Aged 22, before I'd even set foot on Yorkshire soil, I was nabbed to play an evening game against Otley. I was smitten instantly by the sort of spirit and joy and sort of camaraderie of Wharfedale. I was given a bear hug after the match by the then chairman, the legendary John Harrison, and he said, "You'll do for me, lad." But despite all these years, since 1968, I still have this warbling Somerset accent. I haven't been given enough elocution lessons into true Yorkshire, and the reason they call me Adge is because when I came to Yorkshire, in the lower reaches of the hit parade, there was a record called "Drink Up Thee Cider" by Adge, Cutler and the Wurzels, and I've been Adge ever since.
The most enjoyable time that I've played rugby has been when I played here when I was 18 years old, and fortunate to have been given the opportunity to come back and give something to the club for the last 3 years. There's no other club that I would want to play for if I wasn't playing professional rugby. So yeah, I was torn between whether to stop playing rugby full stop, but the allure of coming back to Wharfedale was just a bit too much. This is a rugby club. And when I say a rugby club, I don't mean a first team. I don't mean a senior men's first team. I mean a rugby club. I mean mini juniors, colts, women's, girls, first team, foresters, third team. That's a rugby club. Would we like to have fourth, fifth and sixth? Yeah, we would. Are we blessed in terms of location to draw on 100 senior men's players? Probably not, but that's what it kind of means to come back, is that you're part of a rugby club. I think that the clubhouse kind of speaks for itself when you look around and you see the history and the people that have gone before and the people that are even here now. And even if you look into the professional environment, there's people that have come through Wharfedale mini juniors sector and gone on to bigger and better things. And everyone always kind of wants to have a sniff to come back. I think it's what it means probably to the community and how people feel about this place. It's pretty unique in the sense that when you look outside, like I'm doing, you're just looking at fields and hills and you think, how can a rugby club thrive in this landscape? But it does. And I think the club was, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, was in the third tier of the English rugby union system. Yeah, today we're in the fourth tier. But even to sustain that, I think's a pretty awesome achievement from the club. And I think it'll continue because I think I know what it means to the community. I think I know what it means to the people that come here throughout the week to train and then on a Saturday come to watch, come to play. I think I know what it means.
So as a player, I played in the first team for 4 years. I was vice-captain for a couple of years. I wasn't a great player, but I made a lot of noise, and I used myself as a bollard that other people had to run round so somebody else could tackle them, hence halting the advance of the opposition attack. I led the pack. I was full of sort of fire and brimstone. I coined the term riverball, about which there is a book, which basically means, can Wharfedale drive the opposition into the River Wharfe with a surge down this slope? It's a legendary slope. It falls 6 feet from one end to the other. It's psychologically significant to us. If we're playing down the slope and the west wind is behind us and the hool from the stands gives an embodiment, a tidal tsunami, a vocal sort of laryngeal throttle from the assembled throng, and we sweep them aside, as they say. But this is a lovely local club. Nearly all the players are locally born and bred, many of whom have been playing for the club since the age of 7. The green streak runs through them like a stick of Blackpool Rock. It's imbued, it's embodied, it's part of the elixir, the special distillation that we call the Wharfedale potency that nobody else has got the secret formula to.
So I'm from Canada and I moved into the area about a year and a half ago and then joined Wharfedale Rugby Club. My boyfriend's family is from the area and him and all of his siblings grew up playing at the club through juniors into Colts and then continuing on into senior rugby. And they had nothing but good things to say about everyone at the club. So I thought I'd join in and see what all the fuss was about. It's been a great way to sort of enter into the community and meet lots of lovely people. And it's always a great atmosphere on the weekends, coming down, watching the men's play, coming down and playing for the women's, and everyone always stays afterwards for a drink and to hang out around the club and just chat. And yeah, no, it's been great. It's a great atmosphere. We've got lots of new players out that have never touched a rugby ball before and have joined up in the last year. With it being our first year in a league, everyone's very excited to come out and make a name for ourselves for Wharfedale in terms of the ladies' side, since this is the first time we've had a team in, I think, about 30 years. So everyone's anxious to get out there and make a name for ourselves, I think. I think sort of coming in as, I guess, a bit of an outsider and not really knowing anyone, it was nice that everyone sort of welcomed me with open arms into the club, into the women's team. Kate and Michelle, our managers, have both been really great about getting new players down and making sure it's an environment that everyone feels welcome to join in and play. And our coach Adge has also been great about keeping everyone's spirits up and motivated.
It's a wonderfully played. We've been voted many times as the best club to visit in the whole of the sort of rugby union calendar. We're quite homely. We haven't got extensive and rather posh facilities with commissars with scrambled egg on their shoulders to make sure you can go into the right room and things, and you can't eat pork scratchings because it's sort of a primitive thing to do. But we like to welcome everybody here. Visiting committees like it. The landscape is phenomenal. The atmospherics today are just terrific. And you can see the fells around you and the birds tweeting in the trees. We've had some very famous clubs that have played up here. We played Exeter some years back when Rob Baxter, the current coach, was playing in the team. Look at them, European champions now. And then Roslyn Park, City Slickers from South London, when they first came up to Wharfedale, they couldn't find us. And they phoned up and they said, where's Wharfedale? I said, well, it's a geographical expression. But anyway, they got stuck under the arch at Bolton Abbey in a big flash coach, and they didn't realise it was sort of low headroom and they'd gone the wrong way. They'd followed the sat-nav, but they came up from London on the train and they were picked up at Leeds by a coach. We played then Blackheath, the oldest club in the world we played. I wondered why they were the oldest club in the world, because when you think about it, what about the team they played in their first match? Aren't they equally the oldest team in the world? Actually, that's not the case, because they were playing the old boys of the school. So there we go. And we got sort of wonderful players that have been through the club, and we got a mighty president in John Spencer, who played for England, captain England, multi-barbarian player. Manager, went on the British Lions and their winning in New Zealand in 1972. He's managed a Lions tour to South Africa. He's one of the great gods of the game, but homely, pleasant guy, born and brought up in Grassington, and came back to play for us latterly. And he is as happy here as he in the sort of sepulchres and the sort of sacred sort of minarets of rugby around the world. He's a great clarion voice for us.
I'm not from round here. I'm originally from the northeast. Played here when I was at school. So I've got a large friendship group from this area. Came back and played here when I was at university, and got a job through the rugby club, and I've never left. I've never left that job either. So I think Wharfedale is it is a community. It's not just a rugby club. So there's so many facets of the club which can feed into your other elements of life, and it's just full of brilliant people, really. And that's all That's probably why it makes it unique to others. There isn't one person. It is just, and I think that's why it is such a good place to be. It's just there is an abundance of people who contribute, volunteers who come and help out, cut the grass, do the lines, clean the changing rooms, and it all contributes to this feel of togetherness which you have at this club. And I think that comes out in the way that we sort of set ourselves up to play on a Saturday. It says, you know, on the shirt it says "Strength from the Hills," and I think we sort of feed into that a little bit, play on it. But it is it's something that we do obviously try and encapsulate.
I've been at the club for about 11 months. So I just kind of started because we came to watch rugby, one of the first women's matches, and kind of just got really inspired to come and play rugby. So kind of like they played on a Saturday and on the Monday, I was here and I came to training to give it a go. My son's plays up at this club. He's been playing here for about 4 years. So we're up here most weekends anyway, just watching him, and so now it's a mother and son combo. Yeah, it's just such a lovely environment. It's really homely. It's just amazing to play like in the Dales, where I've been brought up. Married to a farmer who's lived here all his life as well. So it's just it feels the right thing. Great to be able to wear the green and play for a ladies team for Wharfedale. It's not been a ladies team for over 30 years. So it's just great to be able to have that back for this club.
Very much part of the community. We've got loads of junior teams, well coached and what have you. I call them a green nursery. Come here on a Sunday morning, it's like a stream of green aphids appearing out of every orifice, playing to pull on the shirt. And so we breed our own, you see, our sort of academy, if you like, rather than going on the transfer market. We couldn't do that, we don't want to do that. And so, such as we started off in 1923, and then we had our centenary not long ago. I mean, the lads used to change at the Foresters Arms in Grassington and used to sort of bathe in a tin tub afterwards and sort of and try and wash off some of the mud before they went down for a few points. But we've been here since early 1960s on this particular ground. We put up the floodlights in 1972. It was the best thing we ever did because we were able to play some of the clubs that wouldn't play us in those days, because back then there was quite a lot of sort of the hierarchy, and if you were a so-called gate-taking a club like Harrogate or somewhere like that, then they wouldn't play the likes of Wharfedale. It was only when the meritocracy of the leagues came along we thought, right lads, well now we can progress. We had about 5 promotions over a period of time, landing up in National Division 1. Can you believe it? Flying all over the country and playing all these sort of famous clubs, and we were there for 20 years, which is a great sort of length of time. And so all the teams in the current championship, I think we played, apart from Bedford Blues, a couple of them in the Premiership itself. So we're homely. John Inverdale loved us. He was, the sort of BBC anchor man for many years, the chairman of Easter, I think it was, and he used to like coming up here and playing with John Spencer, and sort of he's written some very nice things about it. A rugby nirvana, he called it, a demi-paradise, a special place, a rugby rugby SSSI, Site of Special Scientific Interest. That's what we are, and long way to go. We keep burnishing it every week like Aladdin's lamp, hoping that the glow will be forever an aura around us and a swirling halo above our heads.